All rise. The court of public opinion is now in session. The Honorable Judge, Real Expectations, now presiding. Today's defendants have already been tried, convicted, and sentenced, not by our legal court, but by millions of movie fans. So today, every one of these cases is getting the luxury of being reopened. Case number 10, Cameron Fry, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What are the charges? Cowardice. He had tons of that. Complaining. He did that throughout the whole movie. Ruining everyone's fun. Fans say Cameron is weak. He spends the entire movie refusing to enjoy himself and almost ruining Ferris' perfect day. The freaking nerve on this guy. Cameron is not weak. He is emotionally trapped by years of living under a controlling father. This is not Ferris's story. It is Cameron's. Why? Because the Ferrari is not just a car. It's a symbol of Cameron's father's control. Destroying it is Cameron's first act of independence. Because also, we all know that Ferris will be okay in life. But until the destruction of the car, Cameron's life looked to never be his own. The verdict: you are forgiven, Cameron, my buddy. Case number 9, Benjamin Stone, Doc Hollywood. The charges: arrogance, he was that. Selfishness, only cared about success. Ben Stone only cared about becoming a wealthy Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. The people of Grady were nothing more than an inconvenience to him. But Ben was not a bad man. He was a man who lost sight of why he became a doctor in the first place. The evidence: the people of Grady slowly remind Ben that medicine is more than what he thought. It's about helping patients, not chasing prestige. By the end of the film, he has become a better doctor, a better person. So, this is growth, not hypocrisy. Case number 8, Andy Sachs. The Devil Wears Prada 1. The charges: selling out, abandoning friends, losing herself. Andy became everything she criticized to her boyfriend about. She sacrificed her friend, her relationship, and her values to climb the career ladder. A lot of people do that. Andy did not lose herself. She learned what ambition costs and recognized the moment it stopped being worth the price she was paying. Andy walked away from One Way on her own terms before becoming another Miranda Priestley. So I say not guilty. Staying in the same movie, case 7, Miranda Priestley. The Devil Wears Prada 1 and 2. The charges: cruelty. Even though in the second one they curbed her. Heartlessness, she still had that. Abusing her authority, Miranda is a tyrant who destroys the lives of everyone who works for her. True and true. But no, Miranda demands excellence from everyone, including herself. She is harsh, but she is honest about what the job requires. You can't ask for anything more than that. Miranda survives because she is exceptional at what she does. She never promises an easy career, only excellence. She is ruthless, not evil. Case number 6, John Hammond, Jurassic Park. John Hammond's charges are that he played God. He caused the disaster on the island, putting profit above people. That sounds so familiar. John Hammond ignored every warning because he wanted to make billions from dinosaurs. Yet Hammond was not driven primarily by greed. He was driven by wonder. His greatest flaw or hubris was believing he could control nature. Throughout the film, Hammond genuinely believed he was creating something magical. His dream collapses because nature refuses to follow human rules. He is only guilty of arrogance, not malice. 5. Killmonger, Black Panther. The charges, and they are horrific. murder, terrorism, attempting to start a global war. It's not like two, wasn't it? No. Killmonger murdered anyone who stood in the way and planned to spread violence across the world. Although his methods are indefensible, his anger did not come from out of nowhere. He did expose truths to Wakanda that they had ignored for generations. By the end of the film, T'Challa changes Wakanda's policies because he realizes Killmonger was right about one thing. They had turned their backs on people who needed them. I just wish it didn't cost his life, Killmonger. Killmonger is guilty of the methods, not the message. We move to case 4, Magneto. X-Men and all the X-Men movies. Attempted genocide against humanity. Believing mutants should rule over humans. Using violence and fear to achieve his goals. Magneto or Magnus believes humans are the enemy and wants to rule them through fear and force. The reality, though, is that Magneto did survive the Holocaust. Every attempt to register, imprison, or eliminate mutants convinces Magnus history is just repeating itself and he has to do something about it. Throughout the X-Men films, government target mutants. Magneto sees those actions as proof that peaceful coexistence will never last with humans. He is not guilty of his fears. He is guilty of believing domination is the only answer. 3. John Milton, the devil's advocate, the devil himself, corrupting innocent people, manipulating others into committing atrocities, using temptation to destroy lives. John Milton manipulates everyone around him. That is the devil's doing. He destroys families and tempts people into betraying their morals. Again, he's the devil. Milton never forces anyone to do anything. Every person in the film who falls makes a conscious choice. Milton repeatedly emphasizes free will. He creates temptation, but Kevin and the others choose every compromise themselves. Not guilty of doing evil, guilty of exploiting humanity's weaknesses. I see that one as being on humanity, not Milton. 2, and now bear with me with this one, Rose DeWitt Bukater. Oh my God. Titanic. The charges are betraying Cal. Check, she did that. Letting Jack Dawson die. That happened. Abandoning her responsibilities for a reckless romance. She did that also. Rose did abandon a life of wealth and security. She did cheat on her fiance and let Jack die. Hold it though. Rose was not escaping love. She was escaping abuse. That seems to be the common theme. And a life she never chose. Cal controlled and abused Rose. Her family expected her to buck up, sacrifice herself and her happiness for their financial security. Jack gave her the courage to choose her own life. Go, Jack. Cal controlled and abused Rose. Her family expected her to sacrifice her happiness for financial security, yet Jack gave her the courage to choose her own life. There's nothing wrong with that. And in the final moments, and this is important, Jack made the decision to put Rose on the floating wardrobe while he remained in the water. He did believe it was the best chance for at least one of them to survive. And now, number 1, Jenny Curran, Forrest Gump. Using Forrest, never loving Forrest. I'm saying Forrest too much. Only returning when she needed him. I am guilty of this one, but only because my first watch, I was in my 20s. Jenny manipulated Forrest for years and only came back when she had nowhere else to go. I don't see it that way anymore. I grew up. Jenny's choices were driven by a lifetime of, hold on, trauma. not manipulation. Jenny did wholeheartedly believe Forrest deserved better than she could give him at those times. Her childhood abuse shaped every major decision she made throughout the movie. So I say not guilty of manipulation, not guilty of never loving Forrest. Now, if you did enjoy this Real Expectations segment, let me know in the comments. I always look forward to hearing from you guys, but I can't promise another courtroom case is coming relatively soon. This list alone took me nearly 2 months to research, debate, and polish until I was satisfied with every verdict. The court of public opinion is not about proving these characters were innocent, because they were not. It is about asking whether we've judged them fairly. With what we know now about trauma, manipulation, and psychological abuse, maybe cut these characters some slack. Some of these verdicts deserved to be overturned, and that's what just happened. But if you'd like to see the court of public opinion reopen more movie cases, go ahead. Tell me the characters that deserve a fair trial. And if you enjoyed honest reviews, movie discussions that separate the hype from the reality, subscribe to Real Expectations. Until next time, keep your expectations realistic and your minds hella open. Court is now adjourned.